We're gonna come here because they want to play and they want to win.
Philly. I just
Like two chicken fillets, two fillets. Jay, two Chick-fil-A's.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of the Big Cat Chat podcast. We're back for episode like 27, 28, something like that. We weren't here last week. Shawn was out of town. Some big news happened. Of course, that's how it has to go. All the bombs have to drop when when we can't film. So
Yep.
Either way, we're here now. We should be back next week and the week after that, unless stuff happens. Either way, first things first. It's Christmas week, so Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that jazz.
Yeah, whatever you celebrate, happy insert.
Happy that.
Yeah, we got a good podcast episode here because this is what gets views when turmoil happens. So let's go ahead get this going. Urban Meyer got fired. Our last episode title was "Should Urban Meyer be fired?" and he was fired. So, not saying the Jaguars listen to the podcast, not saying the Jaguars read my articles, not saying any of that, but I am saying it. So, thank you, Shad Khan, for watching and reading.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, but I'm not saying it either.
Pretty much. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and first go over everything that happened this past week with Urban Meyer. And even though it's all stuff we know, it's just fun to go over it. First things first, the big report that came out from Tom Pelissero that basically was the big bomb that dropped, even though some people think it was the Josh Lambo situation. I think this was the bomb that really dropped and had a bigger effect on things. But we'll start from point one. Receiver Marvin Jones, one of the locker room's most respected, mild-mannered veterans, became so angry with Meyer's public and private criticism of the receiver group that he left the facility until other staff members convinced him to come back. And then when he came back, he had a heated argument with Meyer during practice.
Okay, so Urban Meyer denied all that happened, but Urban Meyer is a pathological liar, habitual liar.
And Marvin Jones did not deny it. He said it wasn't a heated argument.
They had an incident, but they settled it like men.
Which is basically it's true.
Yeah.
And like the article says, Marvin Jones is one of normally the chill guys, leader guys. So if you pissed him off, I guarantee everybody else was pissed. Oh, and when Urban Meyer got fired, DJ Chark put just on his story a praying emoji. That was it. Literally.
Did he end up deleting it?
I don't know. I saw it live, so I didn't check later on. But it literally was a black screen with just one prayer emoji.
Like, thank God, man. He said I don't play big enough, man. That's what he said.
He got my face every day at practice, man.
Yo, he did, for real. I'm surprised he didn't kick Chark, because Playboy Chark's hurt. He kept kicking him, and it kept just deteriorating. Deteriorating his what did he hurt again?
He broke the first injury he had was he broke was it pinky or thumb? And then after that
what was his season-ending injury?
Ankle, I believe.
Yeah, see, Urban Meyer probably kept kicking him in the ankles, and then his ankles kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and then done.
Urban Meyer should go to jail for that. I'm just kidding. He should go to jail for robbery, if we're honest here, but I digress.
Yeah.
Next thing on the list is during a staff meeting, Meyer delivered a biting message that he's a winner and his assistant coaches are losers. Keep in mind, these are the same guys he picked. Mm-hmm. According to several people informed of the contents of the meeting. He challenged each coach individually to explain when they've ever won and forcing them to defend their resumes. Fun fact, Darrell Bevel said he won a Super Bowl, but...
Which they should have done in the interview process to begin with. Was it ever confirmed that Darrell Bevel actually did say that he won a Super Bowl?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if anybody defended their resumes,
Darrell Bevel should be like, well, yeah, I got a ring, bitch.
You don't. Well, you do, just not an NFL ring. I just think it's hilarious on that because if anybody's a loser, half the coaching staff is a bunch of losers, and Meyer's not wrong on that, but he's also a loser.
Yeah, apparently he was mostly talking about the offensive staff, which, not wrong, but also there's a way to do things, and that's not it.
That's not how you do things. 1, 2, you're a loser too, and
You hired him.
3. You hired them. It's like, this guy's insane. And then the last big note from this article was, contrary to public statements that it was injury related, Meyer did order James Robinson's benching after the opening drive fumble in last week, well, a couple weeks ago. Road loss to the Rams. And then he had running backs coach Bernie Parmesan Cheese stop Robinson from re-entering the game, insisting that Carlos Hyde, who played for Urban Meyer at Ohio State, as we all know, stay in. Only after Trevor Lawrence questioned Meyer on the sideline was Robinson allowed to re-enter the game. So basically, hardcore evidence that he lied.
Yeah, and then he admitted to it.
Yeah, he admitted he's doing during his PR run he's on right now, trying to save himself.
Making himself look worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's going on this PR run saying he's heartbroken and all this other stuff.
I'm glad he's gone. That's all I gotta say about it, really.
Then the Shad Khan released the statement. Well, actually, we'll get to the statement after. Then a day or two after that, Josh Lambo hit a 70-yard field goal from Tampa, Florida. He went on an interview with a Tampa Bay reporter. Why Tampa Bay reporter? No idea, but either way.
Is that where he lives at?
No, he lives in Jacksonville. I don't know, but he went to him and he reported that Urban Meyer once kicked him during warm-ups and told him, "Hey, dipshit, make your fucking kicks."
In the 90s, that would have been cool. But,
Tom Coughlin probably did that a couple times.
Tom Coughlin probably was smiling like this when he read the article.
Tom Coughlin's like, "My boy." That's my boy right there.
Goddamn right. But yeah, you can't do that in 2021.
And he said it was like a medium kick, and then apparently Josh Lambo said he got up and said, "Don't fucking kick me." And Meyer said, "I'm the head ball coach. I can kick you wherever the fuck I want."
What kind of shit is that, man? This is like, that shit works in college, bro.
These are grown ass men, bro.
You can't kick a professional athlete, especially Lambo, who's like 30 years, like, almost, was he 30 years old?
He is one of the best percentages kicking wise. I know he was struggling, but he still has one of the best kicker resumes in NFL history.
Urban Meyer broke his confidence, man.
Exactly, and he got divorced from his wife, but we won't go into that. But it's like
TMZ over here.
Grown ass men though, and making millions of dollars, and you're kicking him.
I think at the end of the day, Urban couldn't adjust to coaching professional athletes, and he treated it like he was still coaching kids in college.
It's just like,
don't fly around here, cuz.
It's just like Nick Saban. Remember when there were reports that Miami players almost fought him?
Yeah, so I'm saying you can't talk to these grown ass men getting paid more or the same amount as you any way you want to talk to them.
Exactly.
They're gonna choke you out. Like, he's like, Urban Meyer, I bet he didn't talk to Jahad Ward like that. I bet he didn't go up to Jahad Ward and go, "Hey, dipshit, make a sack." No, because you know what? Jahad Ward, I would have bitch slapped his ass all over the field.
Jahad Ward would have tackled that man like he tackled
choked him.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville wouldn't have been the one getting tackled. It would have been Urban. Some other things. League sources said Urban Meyer alienated all 3 levels of the building: players, coaches, personnel. He told coaches every week he was going to fire their ass, and now Meyer is fired instead. Darrell Bevel, being named interim coach, is wildly popular in the Jaguars building. Replacement for Urban Meyer viewed as polar opposite in terms of leadership style, described as collegial, hardworking by league sources. And yeah, that's the main report. Now let's get to Shad Khan's statement. Darrell Bevel will serve as interim head coach. He's already 0-1 get that out of the way. So we don't have to talk about him being the next Jaguars coach.
Anyone would be 0-1 right now.
Pretty much. I'm just glad we don't have to deal with the conversations of if he goes 4-0.
Yeah, if he goes 3-1.
Shut up. Darrell Bevel will serve as the interim head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars for the balance of the 2021 season. Darrell succeeds Urban Meyer. He still can. He over here saying Darrell. It's Darrell. Darrell. He doesn't deserve his name pronounced properly.
He's a white dude. It's Darrell.
Oh my gosh. He still has a chance to win more games than Meyer did.
Not gonna happen.
After deliberation over many weeks and a thorough analysis of the entirety of Urban's tenure with our team, I am bitterly disappointed to arrive at the conclusion that an immediate change is imperative for everyone. I informed Urban of the change this evening. As I stated in October, regaining our trust and respect was essential. Regrettably, it did not happen. Surprisingly, it did not happen. Unsurprisingly. You know what I mean. I can't speak. This is a common daily thing in Twitter. Talking about one person saying Shawn.
Yeah.
Trent Baalke continues as our general manager. That's sickening. And will work with Daryl to ensure that our team will be inspired. They did not look inspired this past Sunday, and competitive did not do that either. While representing Jacksonville proudly, did not do that.
I will say though, the first drive on the defense before they special teams screwed it up, they looked pretty good, and then our first drive on offense as
the offense started pretty decent until the end when we wussed out. Pretty much, but over our final 4 games of the season, in the spirit of closure and recharging our players, staff, and fan base, I will not comment further until some point following the conclusion of the NFL season. And when you do comment, it better be firing Trent Baalke, is all I have to say. Because if we keep Baalke, I'm going to cry, and I have no confidence in any head coaching hire we make because
he can't, dude. I think they're talking about it on Jaguars Happy Hour, that Trent Baalke was like all on board with Urban Meyer being the head coach and like was advocating for it and shit like that. So I'm like, at that point, those two were tied at the hip. They both got to go.
There's no way we can keep him, bruh. Like, Shawn needs to.
I don't think we're keeping him. I think we're going to clean house entirely.
I think we are too.
Unfortunate for Cullen, who I like.
Yeah, I like Cullen as well.
If we hire, I just hope we don't go back to a 4-3. Don't do it.
I don't know. I wish we'd keep Cullen, but I'd rather clean house than keep Cullen and keep Baalke. It's that simple. Yeah, that's Urban Meyer stuff. He got fired. Finally, I about threw a party because it was funny because I crashed, and then I woke up. I checked my phone, and 5 minutes before I woke up, all the reports came out. They tried reporting this at like 2 a.m.
I know. I got to Orlando, saw the whole thing about him kicking Lambeau. I was like, Jesus Christ, man! I'm off social media for one day, for like 10 hours, and I see him up here just kicking fools. And then I go to sleep, and I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, and I look at my phone. First thing I see was Urban Meyer fired. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be a good day.
I know, and it was a good day. But yeah, I think it was long overdue. Apparently, they did fire him for cause, and they're not going to give him a dime. He'll probably fight it, but I don't think he can win it. I don't see a way he can win it, but
I hope he doesn't fight it, but I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I mean, if he does fight it, it'll make himself look worse, but his money is money.
Gotta get that money, son.
It's not my money, so I really don't care how it turns out.
For me either.
I hope he doesn't get a dime, though, because he doesn't deserve a dime.
Yeah, that's one thing I hate about like most fans is they take the money situation too personal, like it's their money. Like, bro, like shut the fuck up, it's not your money. Like,
the only thing I care about is if it affects the team, and head coach money does not affect the team. So.
Yeah, so I don't care.
It's one thing if it's like paying Kenny Golladay $40 million, like the Giants did, but
like I barely care about the salary cap, but like there's exceptions when like you have egregious deals and stuff.
Speaking of that, Giants signed Leonard Williams, and he's a bum this year, and Kenny Golladay, and he's a bum this year. So, good job, Gettleman. Looks like you'll be out of a job. First thing. New rule this year allows coaches to be interviewed up to 2 weeks before the season ends. You have to request permission, but starting December 27th, the Jags, also the Raiders, can request permission to interview coaches on other teams.
I expect after Sunday probably, or whenever they play again next, that Matt Nagy will be fired.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears will also be in that list.
Probably. It's funny how Matt Nagy went from coach of the year to falling off a cliff. Not to be that guy, but Kevin Stefanski could be following suit.
Life comes fast, bro.
It's funny, these guys winning coach of the year, looking like elite coaches, and then the next year they're looking, oh, what's going on? And then the year after that, not looking good. The Browns are 4th in their division, back at it. Yep. So it's kind of crazy, though. Hopefully that doesn't happen to us.
The Bears situation just makes no sense to me. Like, you'd think with the pieces they have on offense, they'd be able to score something, but that's what it gets. That's what you get when you tie your horse to mid quarterbacks.
Allen Robinson hates it there, so he's played.
Another reason why.
He's played terrible this year, but it's clear that he doesn't even want to try.
I think he sucks, but that's just me.
This is his worst year, and it's.
A lot of Jaguars fans want us to pick him up in free agency, but like, you're just back to the same peg of receivers who don't get separation. But whatever.
Yeah, he's not high on my list of guys I want. But
he's a younger Marvin Jones. That's all he is.
Pretty much. But anyways, now that we got all of that out of the way, any last comments on Urban Meyer before we move on to another new era of Jaguars football?
Shad Khan got bad advice from whoever he got it from. That person should no longer work for him, and he should also never listen to that person again if they do not work for him. I think he probably got advice from people who are Urban Meyer's friends, and probably not from people who worked with him. Had he gotten advice from people who had worked with him, probably wouldn't have hired him. Urban Meyer's a piece of shit, and I'm glad he's gone.
He is so bad. His daughter, did you see his daughter saying, "You're going to release the Kraken in me"?
She's unhinged.
It's kind of funny, though, because it's like I saw some people when the articles of her saying, you release a Kraken in me. Somebody replied with a screenshot from an article from when he was at Florida, when he missed her signing day for volleyball, and she said, "You weren't there."
Yeah.
Man, it's funny. He's a trash can. Like, he's the worst NFL coaching hire in NFL history, in my opinion. Like, who's worse?
I mean, for us, you could say that Mike Mularkey was just as bad. He won as many games.
Well, he didn't get fired this quickly. He didn't do all this off the field stuff. He didn't.
Well, no.
I think Urban Meyer is the worst in NFL history.
I think Urban. I mean, yeah, but
it's funny though because we had everything in front of us. We could have hired any person. We could have hired Robert. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying we could have hired who the Jets hired. We could have hired anybody, but we hired the worst guy in NFL history.
What I don't like hearing through the grapevine is that we almost gave the job apparently to Eric Bieniemy. Stay tuned for my ranking where he falls.
Yeah, stay tuned for mine too. Jags fans might not like my list, but
or mine. Let's just say I'm not high on.
Let's say I'm not high on the guys that Twitter likes, because Twitter doesn't know ball.
Fair.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, I just hope Shad Khan, however you want to say it. I just hope he doesn't choose. It seems like he always finds one person and he sticks his guns to him and he just interviews a couple other people because he has to. Like he had his mind set on Urban for over a year.
I think he was planning on hiring Urban as far back as in the middle of last season.
Yeah, because he met him at the Super Bowl before that.
That's what I'm saying. So I think once the season was off the rails, probably like midway, probably once we were eliminated from the playoffs, he was like, well, Urban season.
And then before that, Doug Marone finally just clean house. He always keeps one person and it always backfires. You guys get the gist. Let's move on to our head coaching candidates. So we'll start from. You want to start from the bottom?
Yeah. Do you want to just do?
We'll do we both have one honorable mention.
Oh yeah. So my honorable mention. So we'll call him number 11 on the list is good old Eric Bieniemy. Not really a fan. There's been reports that Andy Reid calls the first 10 to 15 plays of the game, and then he hands over to the reins to Eric Bieniemy, and then everyone's like, "What happened to the Chiefs?" And then Andy Reid takes the reins back, and they look competent again. So I don't think he calls the plays he does call.
Mike Kafka is better than him.
Yeah, I don't think that he calls them very well. I'm just not a fan of that hire. I don't think he's it.
I don't either. I think He's a guy that people just see how good the Chiefs were, and they see he's their offensive coordinator, so they just latched onto that. Even though he doesn't call the plays, which calling the plays isn't the end all be all. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You guys will see based off my list, it's not the end all be all. I just think he does more harm to the Chiefs than he does good. And I think the Chiefs would be. I think Chiefs will get better if somebody hires him, because I think Mike Kafka, who's most likely going to replace him, is better. So.
Right.
Let's go ahead and get on to number 10. I think I'll start off with my number 10, even though I think yours is the same. My only defensive coach on the list, Matt Eberflus, or I butchered that. I don't care.
Not the same one.
Oh, it's not. But yeah, Matt Eberflus. I butchered that probably. Colts defensive coordinator. He's my only defensive coach, and he's at number 10. That says what kind of coach I'm targeting. He could be higher, and I'd be fine if we hired him. I just don't want a defensive coach. It's that simple. But he'd be a great coach. Don't get me wrong.
My number 10 is actually Mike Kafka.
Oh.
He'll be a better hire than Eric Bieniemy, just slightly. But I got to see more from him to be fully on board with it.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Give your numero 9.
You don't know what 9 is in
Spanish?
Spanish?
I haven't taken Spanish in a couple of years. I'm just kidding. Continue.
Oh, no. Nueve?
Nueve? Ah, dang.
A lot of people are going to hate this, but it's Byron Lefttown.
Oh, looking like the same as me.
Byron Leftwich. Let me preface my list with this. Just because he's number 9 does not mean I hate him. These are all people that everyone in my top 10 or list is people that I would be like, sure, win games and I'll be okay with it. It's that simple. It's not that I think they'll be bad. It's just I have preference for people above them. I don't think Byron will be awful. I wouldn't be super excited we hired him. I wouldn't be really sad either. I would just be similar to how I was with Urban Meyer. I was like, I just don't care. He coaches an all-star team. It's pretty hard to look bad coaching them. I would imagine.
As soon as they get hurt, they lay an egg.
Yeah, and I just
he's had some bad quotes.
There's reports that Brady changes his plays from what he's calling to something that he would like better.
If Brady doesn't like it,
it's Brady. So I mean, you kind of have to give him that leeway anyway. But I don't know.
He abandons the run too quickly, in my opinion. If it doesn't work, he lacks motion. Like, he doesn't do much creative stuff. The funny thing is, it was working last night, and they didn't do it enough. Or was it 2 nights ago? It was Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones was averaging over 7 yards per carry. He had 8 carries.
Yeah, so I'm saying, he got that Damian Pierce treatment.
He got that James Robinson treatment, dude.
Everyone just likes it because of nostalgia. They're like, and there's reports that come out that says, oh, the city of Jacksonville loves Byron. Like, they did not like this dude when he was quarterback. I don't understand where they're getting that narrative from unless something has changed over time and there's people are just not remembering his tenure here properly. Dude was not liked at all. They did not like him here. I mean, the coach canned him before the season started for David Garrard. It's just, I don't know what they're talking about. I get the nostalgia factor. It's pretty cool. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I am not a fan of Byron Leftwich. I just don't. I think he's carried. I think he abandoned. Like I said, he abandoned stuff that goes well for him. He's that coach who just they start passing every down.
I just think he's respected, and I think the players could get up for him. You know what I'm saying? Like they respect him as a player, former player, as a coach.
But that only lasts for so long.
Yeah, exactly. You got to win.
I'm trying to find this. Because there was this article from like not too long ago that he had this reply that it was just like, oh, that's not cause like somebody asked him about when he abandoned the run before, and he just said basically, I don't know.
No, that's fair. He probably doesn't know.
Okay. But that's my number 9. Your number 9. So my number 8. This is where things start to change. I'm pretty sure. As Shawn would say, Josh Mickey D's, Patriots offensive coordinator. I'm not a fan. He's my number 8. I don't think his offense is going to work that great outside of the Patriots.
What is his offense?
Just the short dunk, dink, and dive.
Is that what it is? Is that what it was when he had Tim Tebow too? Short dink and dive?
Tim Tebow sucks.
He got to the playoffs with him.
He got to the playoffs because the team was stacked outside of Tim Tebow.
Hey, get a stacked team. You use some great players.
I just don't think he's that good. I don't like former what's his name, Belichick assistants. They never work out.
Belichickian? You don't like Belichickian assistants?
No, they're always terrible. He had like I know Pete, you say it that he was unexperienced before, but I just don't like the past failure as well. Like maybe he could be better now than he was then. I just don't really like. I mean, like I said, like you said, if we hired him, I wouldn't be disgusted. I'd just be like,
I'll reserve comment on him because he's later in my list, so I won't comment just yet.
But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm lower on him than a lot of people. I think he's fool's gold. Continue. Who's your number 8?
My number 8 is Matt Eberflus. I like him a lot. I think he's one of, if not the best defensive coordinator in football.
Easily. You saw how he shut the Patriots
down?
He
also shut down Josh McDaniels. So, I mean...
if I wanted a defensive coach, I'd go him.
Banging. So I'm saying Colts defense is top-notch. I think he's a great coach.
He's going to be a better hire than Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I think he'd be a great leader of men. I'm pretty sure he'll be a head coach next year, whether for us or somebody else. But, yeah, Matt Eberflus. Hot name.
Yeah, I butchered that pronunciation.
I don't know. I don't know if I said it right.
Yours sounds better. So, sure. Who's your number 7?
Number 7 is going to be... This is going to be controversial for Twitter. Doug Peterson. I get it. I get people wanting him because he's been there before. I just think he was carried by Frank Reich to the Super Bowl. I think Frank Reich is a good coach. I think Doug Peterson is fine. I think he knows how to run a team properly. I think he probably knows how to properly build one too. I just think he'd have to get like a really, really good offensive coordinator for me to be okay with that hire. I just think he
was pretty average outside of that one year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he ever had over 10 wins again. Other than that year.
They were all 9, 8, or 4.
Which I mean, at this point, shit, I'd take it. But one season over 10. If you're going for mid, then sure. I just think he was carried by Frank Reich mostly. I think Frank Reich is the person to give the credit for their success more so than him.
I tend to agree. There's not too much more to talk about Doug Peterson, but I'll talk more about him when I get to him. My number 7 is Mike Kafka, Chiefs QB coach. I just prefer him because I think I like the upside of him, and I think he's better than Bieniemy by quite a bit. Obviously, there's the unknown, doesn't call plays, obviously, but I do like what he's done with the Chiefs, and I like what he could bring offensively for Trevor and all that stuff. But the unknown is why he's at 7 instead of higher on the list.
Right.
Pretty that simple. Number 6 for me is Doug Peterson.
Hey.
Only reason he's above Mike Kafka is because he's been there. He has experience, and it is nice to go the experienced route. I just, don't like how things ended. Obviously, I think how things ended was a lot on Carson Wentz. Still didn't look good for Doug Peterson. And like I said, Doug Peterson was kind of average outside of that one year, though he did almost go to another NFC championship with Nick Foles. The year after, they were a drop pass from Alshon Jeffrey away. But like I said, those 2 years were their only really good years, and even in the second year, it was like a last-second push they made into the playoffs. And they probably wouldn't have made it if Carson Wentz stayed healthy. So Doug Peterson, he's a lot higher in a lot of other people's lists because he has been to a Super Bowl and he has won it. Like Shawn said, I think it's mostly Frank Reich who did that. So, but like I said, he's experienced, so he wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He'd just be kind of like, all right, number 5.
You number 6 for me?
Oh, you're number 6. My bad.
My number 6 is another experienced head coach. It's Jim Caldwell. A lot of people like him. They think a lot of people probably have him high up in their list. I like him. He's been good pretty much everywhere he's been, even Detroit. Probably the best head coach they've had, Jesus, in the last 20 years, 30 years? But he's just old. He's old. He's been away from the game for a little bit. I'm not sure how modern his offense would be. He would have to be another coach that would have to bring in a great offensive mind for me to be on board with it. But I think he is a great leader. I think he's well respected, so I think he would do a good job if he took the job. I just think it's a little old for me to want to throw all my eggs in his basket. He's like 66 or something like that.
Yeah, he is 66. He's been out of the league for quite a few years. He's already had some health issues. That's why he hasn't gone into like an offensive coordinator kind of job.
Yeah. All right, so number 5 for me.
Number 5 for you.
My number 5 is up-and-coming offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell. Offensive coordinator for the Rams. Rams be ballin'. He's a McVay disciple. Looks like McVay, acts like McVay, talks like McVay, walks like McVay. Don't think he calls the plays, though.
That's the only knock I can find on him.
Not a deal breaker, really, but I'm not sure he calls the plays. I'm not sure who his staff would be. I'm not even
LaFleur
sure.
didn't call the plays for Rams either.
He's also got Aaron Rodgers.
He's still. You saw what Aaron Rodgers was like before.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Either way, he's an up-and-coming coach, high-energy guy. Could be the next. He's like a boomer bust for me. He'd either be like a flop like Gus Bradley, or he'd be like a hit like LaFleur's been for Green Bay.
I think at worst he could be Zach Taylor.
I don't know, man. People thought Gus Bradley was the next big thing, and he sucked ass.
Where did Gus Bradley come from?
Seattle.
Seattle? He was a
Seattle defensive coordinator for like the original Legion of Boom.
He was a Pete disciple?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a home run hire, by the way. People thought that was a home run hire. They thought he was going to be like it. Back in those days. You probably don't remember. You were pretty young.
I was pretty young.
It was 2013, so.
2013?
8 years ago.
8 years ago? I was 11.
You were 11. 8 years ago, you were like 9.
Oh, wait. You said 8 years ago? Yeah, you're right. 9. I can't count.
Yeah, you probably don't remember. He was he was it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research to make up for my missed time, so yeah.
Did you know that we hired Mike Mularkey instead of throwing the bag at Andy Reid? I'm just saying.
I saw some people try and say, compare the Andy Reid to Doug Peterson, because fired Eagles coach.
Yeah.
I think that's completely different, though.
Isn't Peterson an Andy Reid disciple?
I think so. Yes, he is.
Interesting.
But yeah, Andy Reid was there for way longer than Doug Peterson was, and he had way more success. He had like a year. Yeah. He had like 4 years of 11+ wins.
He was there for like 12 years, wasn't he, or something like that?
Something like that. He only didn't go because he didn't win a Super Bowl. It's the only reason why he got fired. Anyways, my number 5 is Brian Daboll, Bills offensive coordinator. I would have him higher on my list. It's just there are some concerns that there are some excuses for them, but they're still valid concerns to an extent. The lack of running the ball, I don't think they have a good offensive line for running the ball, and I don't think they have good running backs. I think their running backs are mid, but then again, they don't run the ball, and their offense is the definition of one-sided, and it's hurting them. But I like what he did with Josh Allen, even though some people think Josh Allen regressed a little bit this year. I still think Josh Allen's borderline elite up there. And he's fantastic, and I like what Daboll did with him. I still like what Daboll did with the offense. I just would like to know what Daboll would do with an offense that can run the ball.
Right.
I don't know how he could do with that. I think he could do fine with it. It's just I want to see it before I believe it. That's me with Daboll. Daboll was my number 1 last year. Oh, my number 4. I got it. My number 4 is Jim Caldwell, former Lions head coach. Same thing. I had him actually at number 2, and I changed him like yesterday to 4. He's 66, health issues. I want somebody who can win us a Super Bowl. I don't want somebody. I know people say we need to fix the culture. You can get somebody who can win you a Super Bowl and fix the culture still. I don't want somebody who's going to cap us out at average or above average. I want to go to the playoffs most years, and I want to compete for a Super Bowl every year, and I want to win one. I want somebody who can take us over the hump. I want somebody who can take Trevor over the hump. Can Jim Caldwell do that? Jim Caldwell will make us decent. No, I'm sure of that. But like you said, he's been out of the game. He never really did more than average or slightly above average with anybody, though he was on the Lions, of course. But he still had Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson.
The Jim Caldwell hire, you'd have to look at who he hires for assistants, because I feel like after 3 years he might retire and then one of those guys would take over.
He'd basically be Urban Meyer, but not a dickhead.
And actually good at his job.
Well, good at his job, yes. I'm just talking about Urban Meyer. Most of Urban Meyer would be who he hired, and he didn't hire good offensive staff.
Yeah.
That's my point there. So, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is the if you want to find retread Jaguars.
I know who you're
This
gonna
is
say.
the guy. Oh, by the way, my top 4 are guys I'd probably do laps around the neighborhood if we hired them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be Nathaniel Hackett.
Yes, sir.
Wrongly scapegoated Nathaniel Hackett.
He made Blake Bortles look decent.
He made him look good. He got us to the playoffs 2017. He made the offense. The offense.
He got scapegoated because
poppin'.
Blake Bortles. He got scapegoated because Blake Bortles fell off so hard.
In 2018, the whole team fell off.
I know the whole team did. He had who was our backup quarterback that ended up playing when Bortles got benched?
Oh, the 6'1" dude.
Yeah, trash can. Who's like a third string on some team right now.
The hell is his name, dude? People thought, he's pretty good.
No.
I couldn't think of his
he
name.
won us a game. He scored 6 points and won us a game in a shutout. Oh,
Against the
scary.
Colts. Yeah, I can't remember what the hell his name is.
But Nathaniel Hackett got scapegoated.
I think he was wrongly scapegoated. I would love to see him come back as the head guy. He's been learning under LaFleur now in Green Bay, and I know I just said, well, LaFleur has Aaron Rodgers, so Hackett has Aaron Rodgers, but it's like, yeah, but if you go back to 17 and how he made Blake Bortles look like not a trash can.
And look at everything that all the players have said about Nathaniel Hackett and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even just the offensive players. Defensive players are talking good about Hackett.
Yeah, Hackett is. I think he's going to be a home run hire for somebody who decides to take that shot. And if it was us, I would be really happy about it.
I think Jags fans are too opposed because, we fired him before.
We didn't do shit.
Exactly.
Doug Marrone did it.
Exactly.
Doug Marrone no longer works here.
Think about this.
Anybody
Doug Marrone tied himself hip to hip with Todd Wash, but not Nathaniel Hackett.
Wrong move.
If you're going to tie yourself to one of them, you should have tied it to Hackett.
Yep.
Just look at who we hired afterwards. That we had like 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years.
I don't think the guy last year was that bad. Gruden.
Gruden. I think he was all right. He wasn't bad.
I mean, we only won 1 game, but hell, we put up points still.
Yeah. with that man Gardner Minshew.
With that noodle arm.
All right, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Brian Dable. I'm still pretty high on the Brian Dable. I just don't. I think he is a product of his environment where his running backs are dumpsters and his O-line does not run block. They don't even really pass block very well, to be honest. But I'm still high
Spencer
on him.
Brown.
Right, I'm still high on him because he made Josh Allen pretty much.
Hey, look at Mitch Trubisky.
Almost top 5 quarterback, probably. Josh Allen.
Look at Mitch Trubisky in the little bit he's played.
Yeah, so I'm saying he's worked wonders with Josh Allen, and we need somebody to fix Trevor Lawrence because people hate to say it, but he has regressed a little bit. His mechanics are sloppy. He's pressing. He's inaccurate. Somebody's coming in to fix that, who also had bad mechanics and was inaccurate and sloppy. And then Brian Dable got their hands on him and molded him. Josh Allen. So I think he'd be a perfect hire for us. I'm still high on him. He'd be a perfect quarterback to come in here and get Trevor Lawrence popping.
You said any of your top 4 are home run hires. In my opinion, any of the top 5 of mine would be home run hires, though Jim Caldwell would be on my lesser side.
I think my top 5 too, because my 5th one was Kevin O'Connell. So
yeah, my 5th was Dable, then Caldwell, and now my 3 is Hackett. I like Hackett.
Hey!
Hackett, actually, when I first started my list has changed a lot. Hackett was my number 1 when I first made my initial list. Just because I love what he did, what has been, because you have to think about this. He's still done wonders for that offensive, even though that a lot of it is LaFleur. Like I said, everything the players have done. What he did for us wasn't bad. He was actually good with us. Like I said, he made Bortles look good, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that Chiefs game, I still cannot get that Chiefs game out of my head. Where the Bortles Chiefs game, good lord.
Oh, yeah.
That game was
the ball out the back of his old lineman's head and it got picked off.
And off the shoe of another guy.
Yeah.
And that was a fun game, man. What a fun game. And we thought we were actually the number 1. We were number 1 in power rankings coming out of that game.
3-1 going into that game, for sure.
And we beat the Patriots. We beat the Giants. Who did we lose to?
Actually, we might have been 2-0 going into that game, or 3-0. That might have been the first game we lost, wouldn't it?
I think it was the first game we lost.
So we might have been 3-0 going into that game.
Yeah, because we were number 1 in the power rankings, and then that game
we obliterated the Tom Brady-led Patriots who beat us in the AFC Championship game the previous year.
We got robbed of.
When we won that, I know this is a little flashback off course, but when we won that game, dude, I was like, yo, this is the year. It's over.
I know. They had us fooled, bro.
And then we had injuries, and I was like, damn, that was it.
Do you think we would have won the Super Bowl if Allen Robinson didn't get hurt in 2017?
Maybe. I mean, yeah.
No, maybe is not an answer. No fence riding is allowed. Okay.
Yeah, you're probably not throwing the last ball to D.D. Westbrook across the middle.
D.D. Westbrook is one of the most overrated Jaguars in recent history.
Granted, that was a great ball, and Gilmore made a great play on it. However, if you throw a jump ball to Allen Robinson versus Westbrook, I'm pretty sure Robinson might make the snag.
Yeah. Plus, Robinson just would have made more plays over the whole course of the game.
Yeah,
probably.
For sure. I think we would have won the Super Bowl if we had Gardner Minshew as quarterback that year. To be honest.
Yeah, D.D. Westbrook. I don't know. He's been. I know this is another off-topic thing.
Imagine Trevor Lawrence with that squad.
I'm just saying, man.
Just saying.
With Hackett too. I'm just saying.
Calling plays. Woo!
Bring Hackett back, baby. Come on. All right, my number 2 is Kellen.
Is your number 2 my number 1?
Yes, Kellen Moore, Cowboys offensive coordinator.
Spoiler alert.
My con, I don't like the lack of motion. Pro, I like creativity. Con, the Cowboys offense recently has been very up and down.
I think that's mostly to do with Dak's play, not his play calling.
I think so too. Pro.
And also, Ezekiel Elliott has been a dumpster.
For sure. Pro. The Cowboys offense has just been, even with the downfalls recently, they've been amazing for 2 years with Dak Prescott in the lineup.
They were still putting up good
yardage. They were putting up points and yardage with Andy Dalton. It's just it wasn't as good. Though thing is another con, they are stacked. They have one of if not the best wide receiver core in the game. And they do have all the tools. They have all
high on their players as some.
He has more tools to be creative than we do, but like I said, I like the creativity. I like the offensive mind. I like the upside he has, though I do think he has a little bit more of a lower floor than I'd like. I just think he also has a really good upside. That's why he's at 2.
Okay, my number 2 is
Hackett and Moore are really close for me.
My number 2 is Joshua Mickey D. McDaniels. I know you don't like it.
My number 8.
As much as me. I think he'd be a home run hire for his second go at it. I just think he was extremely immature his first go around. I think he got suckered into taking Tebow. I'm not even sure that was his call to take Tebow. Wasn't Elway the GM at the time?
Probably.
I think that was Elway a little influence at the time. Elway was GM, so I think it was his guy. But I think he got suckered into taking Tebow. I think he's extremely good at tailoring offenses to his personnel. He did it. I mean, he didn't really do it for Tom Brady, but the system was in place for Tom Brady. He's made Mac Jones is looking crazy good. He made Tebow. He got Tebow to the playoffs. I know they had a great defense, but he tailored an offense around Tebow with short routes. A lot of QB draws, options, this, that, the other. He's good at tailoring offenses to his personnel, which is something that we haven't seen in Jacksonville ever, in my opinion, except for 2017 with Nathaniel Hackett. So I like that aspect of him. I think he's been an assistant to Bill Belichick too long now to not be good, to not at least deserve another head coaching shot to see if you can get Belichick 2.0. I would take the shot, in my opinion. His offense has played really well with Mac Jones at quarterback this year.
I think he relies on the Patriots defense too. I think because when the Patriots defense doesn't play elite like they do almost every year, the offense normally falls apart.
Well, good thing for us, our defense is pretty decent.
Well, can they do that week in and week out though?
Yeah, when we draft Aiden Hutchison, why not?
Spitting. I forgot to mention the Jags do have the number 1 pick now.
Just saying. I think our defense is not as bad as it seems. It's still not great, but I think they're probably, in my opinion, I don't know, in that 20 to 24 range would be my guess.
Yeah.
Teams. The offense just blows, and I think he could help tailor the offense better to Trevor Lawrence.
All right, that's fair.
And then my number 1 is Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, yeah. My only con for him is the lack of motion, but he makes it work without it. You know why? Because he doesn't just line them up and freaking call ISO routes like Bevel does. He has bunches, rubs, picks, drags, crossers, everything under the book. He calls them. People hated that 2-point conversion call, but that play was creative as shit. The one on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they just didn't execute it.
And execute it right. Dak hasn't been playing his best ball in recent weeks, which is why I think the main struggles of the offense is.
Joe Burrow, comeback player of the year? Question mark.
Right. I think their offense is. I think their offensive personnel is pretty good. I think it's like good to great. I don't think it's like elite like Tampa Bay or the Chiefs. Yeah, I like Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is good, but it's only his second year, so he's not as good as he's gonna be. I like Michael Gallup. I hope we sign him as a free agent this offseason.
Future Jaguar.
They have Dalton Schultz, who I think is.
Schultz has actually been pretty good this year.
He's been pretty good this year, but he's not. It's not like he's not a Kelsey or a Kittle or a Waller. He's not that kind of guy.
He's not a game-changing tight end.
In my opinion, he's probably a little bit better than Dan Arnold is. But we have Dan Arnold, so that's nice. I don't think Dak is as good as people think he is. I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback.
He's not.
Elliott has been a bum. I like Pollard. He's decent. But really, their bread and butter is that O-line is usually pretty good. And he comes here and he sees our O-line. He's like, ooh, they're not pretty good. I'm actually going to go get O-line guys. Maybe he'll bring in a good O-line coach because Warhop can go kick rocks. Kellen Moore is, I think in my opinion, he's the best offensive coordinator in football today. So that's why I want him.
All right. My number 1 is Kevin O'Connell, Rams offensive coordinator. Give me that McVay assistant, baby. Every McVay assistant has been at least pretty good. The worst one that I can think of is Zach Taylor, and he's got the Bengals.
In his first year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
his first year.
Zach Taylor struggled his first couple years, but he's got the Bengals at 8-4 right now, or something like that. So Zach Taylor's they all work out. LaFleur was a Rams offensive coordinator who did not call plays, so I don't think it really affects it that much. I like the offense overall. I just love McVay assistants. I like what the Rams do. I said I like all the motion they do. I like all the creativity they do. I love how they're still working even without Robert Woods. I like how they're figuring out what to do with OBJ. I like how they're getting everybody involved. I love what they're doing with Cooper Kupp, making him elite. I like what they did with Stafford, too. They've made Stafford really... I mean, Stafford was already really damn good, but you know what I mean. They're taking his full capabilities even while being 30-something.
Yeah.
I think Kevin O'Connell has the most upside of anybody. He obviously, like any new offensive coordinator, same with Kellen Moore, he does have a lower floor. I just think his floor is actually not that bad, just because I think anybody that's learning from McVay has proven that they're going to be pretty damn good. And everything I've heard from players is good stuff. Kevin O'Connell is just my guy.
Nothing wrong with that.
So Kevin O'Connell and Kellen Moore are our number 1s.
Probably some would be. I don't know. Is O'Connell seen as a top 5 offensive coordinator in football?
In my opinion, he is.
Can you be one if you don't call plays?
I mean, people
consider top 5. I mean, I feel like calling plays is part of the offensive coordinator's job. Just asking. I'm not trying to rag your pickers.
I think you can.
I'd like to see him with 1 year as offensive coordinator calling plays, just to see.
Yeah, that's the only con I can think of.
He wouldn't have to do it here. He could hire a play caller to do it here. He wouldn't have to do it as head coach, obviously. But I just want to see if he can do it.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, that's the only con I have for Kevin O'Connell is that he doesn't call the plays.
See, I know Kellen Moore's calling the plays in Dallas. Because Mike McCarthy's, he ain't doing that.
Mike McCarthy's a bum. Yeah, that's our top 10s and an honorable mention from each of us. I'm going to pop up our lists individually right now.
Interesting. I will say that if we do hire Kellen Moore, I will say his offensive coordinator might be Scott Linehan. Take that what you will. They run the same system. He learned under Scott Linehan. So
would make sense.
It would make sense for him to do that.
Scott Linehan.
Hey, maybe
Didn't
Gallup.
Scott Linehan taught Urban Meyer his offense that he claimed as his own for years.
Yeah.
So Scott Linehan created Urban Meyer.
Scott Linehan, the GOAT. I don't know. he's been a decent offensive coordinator places he's been. He's also hasn't been good sometimes, but they're only as good as personnel, baby.
Pretty much.
Players, not plays. Always has been true. Always will be true.
Yep. Now that we got our head coaching hires out of the way, hopefully the Jags are watching this. Shad Khan, do your research and listen to us because we know ball.
Hopefully you fire your GM.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hopefully
Ed Dodds or Mike Borgonzi.
Hopefully you fire your fire Bulky so that we can do our top 10 general manager lists.
I won't have 10. I'll have like 3.
I have 10. I did a whole list, bro.
Tony Baselli, number 10.
Right. Well, I mean, I could go ahead and run through like 5 of them, so you don't have to do.
I only like Ed Dodds, Borgonzi, and now I like Tannenbaum because of what he said on Get Up this morning.
I had Borgonzi. Actually, screw it. I'll go over my list. 1 is Ed Dodds, same as you. Ed Dodds is the definition of a home run. Like, look at the Colts. The Colts are always drafting well. They're always doing well in free agency.
He's in charge of scouting.
He's in charge of scouting. There's not a single con about Ed Dodds, in my opinion. There's not.
Nope.
He's learning from one of the best GMs in the game as well.
Traded that pick for DeForest Buckner. Bang.
Literally everything about the Colts and their general manager and that side of the things is best in the game.
Also, taking him, in my opinion, would hurt the Colts. It's a win-win.
Exactly.
It makes too much sense, bro. But he's very selective about interviews. He'd have to want the job.
That's true.
Although he did interview with the Detroit Lions last year.
If he interviewed with the Lions, he's coming home, baby.
I need it.
My number 2 would be Dave Ziegler of the Patriots. He took over when the guy who went to the Chiefs.
You think if they hire him, you think he might hire Mickey D?
I didn't think about that. That's kind of scary. But who is the general manager for the Patriots last year that went to the Texans?
Oh, Caserio?
Caserio. He's actually been pretty good for the Texans. He's actually done some decent stuff, for as much as he can. Ziegler took over for him, and then they had a home run draft. They've had one of the best drafts in this past draft. They had a banger free agency.
That Barmore.
Barmore, Ramondre Stevenson, Mac Jones. Banger draft. Then
those two tight ends.
Looking free agency. The free agency classes worked out. Immediate rebuild. He came in first year as their general manager. Even though people,
playoffs probably.
I know people want to credit Bill Belichick, but look at Bill Belichick's drafting before this year. It's trash. And this year they have a home run draft. I think I'm crediting Dave Ziegler. I think he was a crucial part of their 1-year rebuild, and I think he'd help us a lot. Then 3 is Joe Hortiz, Ravens. He's not going to leave the Ravens. He seems like a Raven for life.
I thought it was Joe Horitz. Is it Horitz or Hortiz?
It's Hortiz. I might have misread it, but either way, I think he's a Raven for life. He's been there for like 20 years. I don't think he's going to leave. But if he does, I like what the Ravens do. They draft, they build through the draft.
The Ravens, God, they draft so damn good.
I know, that's why I want him.
He's Hortiz, you're right.
And I just love that. I just don't think he'd come here. Number 4, Mike Borgonzi. The reason I have him this low, I love Borgonzi. The reason I have him this low is because it's believed he's going to bring Bieniemy wherever he goes. So that's. He'd be my number. I would have him higher if he did not. If he wasn't
bringing a fire ass offensive coordinator.
That's the only thing I don't like about Borgonzi is the fact that he might bring Eric Bieniemy. That's the only thing. 5, I'm not really going to give any explanations for the rest of these guys, but 5, Adam Peters, 49ers. 6, Joe Schoen, Bills. 7, Jeff Ireland, Saints. Jeff Ireland looks really good. It's just his tenure with the Dolphins was absolutely horrendous and disgusting. But it was like a decade ago, so
yeah.
Second chances. 8, Will McClay, Cowboys.
But you're holding McDaniels is against him, and it was 2009.
Well, that's
head coach.
That's why he's at 8. That's why he's at 8. McDaniels was at 8.
Give me like 6. Put him over Caldwell. Come on.
8, Will McClay. Cowboys. 9, Rick Smith. Rick Smith is overrated as hell, in my opinion.
That Mike Tannenbaum, dog.
And 10, Ryan Cowden, Titans.
Come on, man. What was that Mike Tannenbaum? He said, go out there, get you some of that Devontae Adams. Come on now, spend that money. I said, hell yes.
He said, I won't let Devontae Adams get off the phone.
Oh, he said, no, you come to Jacksonville. He said, I don't want to work with Jacksonville. $30 million. $30 million a year. Come on, dog.
$500 million a year. Bring it home. Son.
10-year, $500 million.
We'll give you the whole cap space. Get your ass down here.
The Mahomes deal. Come on, son.
Oh my goodness.
I said, hell yes, Mike.
All right, that's my GM list, though. I think the top 3 guys would be home runs. I don't know.
I don't want anybody else.
I'd love Ziegler. Top 2. I mean, Dodds is my number 1 by far, but Ziegler. You saw. I
need it. I need that Ed Dodds. It makes too much sense. I need it.
I need it. I need one of those guys. The only reason
seen as like one of, if not the best scouts in pro sports, probably. The Colts habitually draft well. Their free agency classes aren't ever really that bad. I need that.
Yeah, the only reason I don't have Borgonzi as a home run hire is because of Bieniemy. Anyways.
Discrediting you for your head coach pick.
Well, that's the biggest thing about a general manager, in my opinion, is their head coach pick.
Also, I think if we kept Balky, that would really hinder our head coach search.
Oh, yeah. If we keep Balky, I have no hope.
If Khan does that, I will lose the 1% faith that I have left in that man will be 0%, and I'll be tapped out.
I'll have literally no faith in the coaching search if we keep Balky.
Show and just straight shit talk Khan for 60 minutes the whole time. You guys be questioning, like, what do you think Trevor Lawrence is going to do? Shad Khan fucking sucks. That's what it's going to be if he keeps Balky. Every answer to every question. Shad Khan effing blows. So don't do it, Shad. Don't do it.
Is it Shad or Shad?
Shad, Shahid. I don't care what we call him. Don't fucking do it.
Shad, shit.
Yeah, don't fucking do it, guy. I'm done.
Oh, man. All right. React to Week 15. We'll give our 3 takeaways from this past game. I'll let you go first.
Special teams fucking blows.
They were so bad. Oh, my gosh.
Urban Meyer was all, special teams this, special teams that. Your one specialty sucks. On the whole team. Sucks. Kick return touchdowns. Kick returns for big gains. Punt returns for big gains. No, I'm sorry. Get it out of here.
My number 2 would be James Robinson ran pretty well, but he was terrible in the receiving game. He
still didn't have 20 carries.
He had 18 carries yet again. That's the most he's had all season.
They never learn.
Yeah, he had pretty good. He had like 70 yards rushing, 4-something average. Offensive line was pretty terrible again, like run blocking wise. He just had those 2 egregious drops that really pissed me off.
That drop where he would have had a 25-yard gain.
It was raining, so I knew it was going to happen. That's the worst part.
It was just like the most.
It was the
softest pass.
It was a definition of this is such a soft, perfect pass, but it's pouring, so it's gonna drop.
Oh,
I knew.
God, it was just he lollipopped that thing in there, man. I was like,
He would.
I feel bad for Trevor so much. I just
Trevor's supporting cast is so bad that he can't even stat pad, bro.
I feel bad for him.
All right, that's my second takeaway, or that's my first takeaway.
Second for me would be Dewey Wingard played like a man possessed on Sunday.
That first drive was insane. He was good the whole game, but that first drive was crazy.
He deserves a new deal. People are going to hate on him still. People just hate white safeties. I don't know what it is. But
Harrison Smith, question mark?
One guy. All I'm saying is if he keeps playing, if he can play every game like he did on Sunday, we'd be aight. But, I mean,
he's good depth regardless.
He has mistakes, but, like, watch the league, bro. Safeties around the league make mistakes, the same mistakes he does. They miss tackles all the time. Who's that dude for the damn Chiefs, man, who got missed that egregious tackle? Or the Bills. Micah Hyde.
Oh, my God.
Got ran over.
I thought you were about to talk about Sorensen. I was about to say Sorensen is not a good comp.
He also sucks. That guy sucks, though. I'm saying the guy for the Bills, Micah Hyde, he's seen as a pretty good safety, generally. He makes mistakes.
He got mad at that reporter.
Huey Wingert is third on the team in tackles still, even though he's missed a few.
He just needs to work on not tackling low.
It's bad. It's bad. Your safety should not be your top 3. Your free safety should not be third in tackles.
Tom Brady thinks it should be a flag if you go low on a wide receiver. Apparently you're not allowed to tackle at all anymore in Tom Brady's
Tom Brady was only saying that because something happened that affected him.
It's funny because Tom Brady had a quote where it was like,
"Yeah, I saw that too.
Quarterback should be at fault for any injuries."
Yeah, it should be. The other team is not responsible for protecting your players or something like that. I was like, dude, I love Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. But, like, he's only saying that because one of his best players got hurt because somebody went a little low. In my opinion, the tackle wasn't egregious in any way.
It's just hilarious. Anyways, my second takeaway would be Andrew Norwell stinks. He's going on his fourth game of looking abysmal.
I hate it. I hate it for him because he was playing really well at the beginning of the season.
He was playing really well, but it's like the other 3 games, no excuse, but there is slightly an excuse because he was playing the 3 best defensive tackles in the game, arguably. But
on that play where he dropped back and ran across and missed the dude, and the dude sacked Trevor, I was out.
Yeah, this past week against the Texans, what defensive tackle do the Texans have that's worth an excuse?
Whoever that freaking Jackson dude was kicking ass.
Most basic name in existence. Right.
I don't know. I was a huge fan, or a huge fan of bringing him back next year. No, not anymore. Not if you're gonna play like that. It seems like his talent or his playing is just fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know, but he's just playing absolutely piss poor 4 weeks in a row.
Is there a left guard in the free agency?
I'll Google
People
it
are
right
saying that Barch can be your left guard next year, but he's been playing right guard the whole year pretty much. So wouldn't you just leave him there?
Let's look at spot rack. Brandon Scherf is a free agent.
Is he a right guard as well?
He's the same as Norwell.
Well, damn, that's hard that guy.
Laurent Duvernay Tardif.
Nope, I'm out.
Alex Lewis.
Nope, it was one guy. You had one guy. That's it.
Yeah, the rest of these guys stink.
Yeah, I want the first guy you said, nothing else.
Yeah, these guys are terrible. There's Kyle Long.
He's old as shit.
There's Quentin Spain.
He's also probably old as shit.
Maybe
that first guy. What'd you say? What was it again?
Brandon Scherf, the guy who got franchise.
Yeah.
He got franchise tagged by
football team, right?
Football team, yeah.
Yeah, bring him in.
Okay, yeah, that's my second takeaway. Is that
my third takeaway? I think I said it earlier, but Trevor Lawrence has regressed. I do not blame him at all.
Yeah, he's in the same. He's in the exact same situation. It's like I said this to someone earlier. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson are in the same situation, different shit. Because it's literally poor coaching across the board, poor help, and then they're all still making mistakes on their own. It's just different levels. Trevor has the worst help and coaching, in my opinion. And then
I think this is the worst team I've ever seen ever.
Like
on offensively. This is probably the worst offensive cast I've seen as far as I can remember.
His best receivers, oh my goodness. He had Jaden Mickens, Laquan Treadwell, James O'Shaughnessy, and Tavon Austin as his main weapons.
I think he had a better offensive supporting cast in 2013 in Dave Caldwell's first year. And that's when you had like Jared Dillard and Mike Thomas and Cecil Shorts.
Hey,
Cecil Shorts.
Mike Thomas made that elite catch, bro. Bring in another Mike Thomas.
I'm saying Cecil Shorts be balling on his team right now in his early days.
It's just, oh my gosh. Trevor still makes these throws every week. I mean, they're less now just because he's not throwing to anybody at this point. But he still makes all these throws where it's like, hey, he can be the guy. He will be the guy if you just get him some help.
That Treadwell throw on third down where he ripped it across the field, like 20 yards downfield in coverage, that was good.
Yeah, he looked really good. At the beginning of the game, he had like 4 dimes and like 2 misses.
His mechanics are sloppy. And what's just causing him to throw inaccurately. He's throwing high and he's throwing low. The worst ball he threw was that one on third down where he skipped it to, was it Marvin Jones? No, Treadwell, I think he skipped it to.
The one to Treadwell was open and it was super high. The one in the red zone. Are you talking red zone?
What was the one? I think it was it after the pick? I can't remember. But it was like 39 or something like that, and he just threw it.
Oh, you're talking at the end of the game?
Yeah, it was close to the end. We were only down by a touchdown then when it happened. I think.
Yeah, we were only down by a touchdown until that.
Yeah, he skipped it to him, and you could see that you saw him mouth. He went. I was like, yeah, Trevor, fuck, dude, that was bad. Like, what they said, his body was pointing one way, and he threw it a different way, and it ended up just skipping to the right in front of the dude. And I was like, God, dude, he's open too, like wide open. Like you gotta hit the layups.
Yeah,
your number one overall pick. You gotta hit the layups, man.
But
I still love him. I think he's fine. I think he's gonna be fine. You just gotta bring in a coach. You cannot miss on this hire. Like you cannot.
I hope Trevor Lawrence talks to some of the other players in the league. Like I hope he talks to Aaron Rodgers. I hope he talks to these other guys.
This is probably the most crucial head coaching hire in our existence. You cannot screw this up.
It's funny because last year we had everything in front of us, plus more, to hire anybody, and we hired the worst in the NFL history. Now we still have everyone available. Like everything is available for us still. Nobody crazy got stolen last year.
I'm saying.
Like Trevor needs to go talk to Matthew Stafford. He needs to go talk to Josh Allen. He needs to go talk to Patrick. Well, don't talk to Patrick Mahomes. He needs to go talk to Aaron Rodgers.
You know, be lit.
What?
Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator, Joe Brady.
Joe Brady's the biggest fall from grace of head coaching hires from last year to this year.
I don't blame him. His quarterbacks were trash.
I know. His offensive line was horrid. He had Cam Newton, P.J. Walker, and Sam Darnold.
Right.
Like, people are saying, oh, he has all these poor play calls. What is he supposed to call?
McCaffrey is never there.
McCaffrey's always hurt, yeah. Like, what is Joe Brady supposed to call?
I have no idea. Why hasn't the Panthers or Christian McCaffrey considered switching to full-time wide receiver? He obviously cannot take the punishment going up the middle, but he could probably be a decent slot receiver full-time. In that Hunter Renfrow type role.
Yeah.
I know you're like, oh, that's racist because it's a white guy. No, I'm just saying, like, Cooper Kupp type role. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good receiver, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's 5'11", he's 205, or he's like 6 foot 205. That's decent size. You're gonna take less punishment as a wide receiver. It seems to me a no-brainer at this point that he should move to wide receiver. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, I think Joe Brady probably is still a good offensive coordinator. I think he was a scapegoat.
He got scapegoated just like Nathaniel Hackett did.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. He got scapegoated for Matt Rule, just like Nathaniel Hackett did. And Matt Rule's probably also going to be on his way out, in my opinion, at the end of the season. They signed Matt Rule to like a 6-year contract so he could rebuild the whole thing, and he's probably not even going to make it to the end of it. He's gone. He's gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, Joe Brady, he got scapegoated. Bring him in.
I bring him in as offensive coordinator. Screw it.
Why not?
Now, I don't know who else out there's gonna be better besides, like I said, like a Scott Linehan type hire.
Look what he did with Joe
Burrow.
Burrow, thank you, Joe Burrow, and he made what's it called? Darnold look actually competent for a couple games.
Yeah, they didn't really play anybody, but you know,
it's still Sam Darnold.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. What's your third takeaway?
My third takeaway was Trevor Lawrence regressing.
I thought that was your second.
The second one was Wingard playing like a man on fire.
You're right. Okay, my third takeaway is gonna be my guy, Josh Allen. He disappeared again. We talked about this on Twitter yesterday, so I'm gonna say it because it's my takeaway, even though Shawn said half of it. It was a conversation. He's a good player, not a great player. In my opinion, he's shown spurts of being an elite player. He just doesn't put it. He has this like 5-6 week span where he's elite, then he disappears again. If he can put it together consistently, he can be elite. But
until then, he's just good.
I still hope he's
a stud. I do too. I think he's a stud against the run. I just think his pass rushing is not as good as what we thought we were getting when we drafted him 7th overall. It's not terrible either.
And it's not capped either.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm saying he's could be a great player if he can develop something. His pass rush plan sometimes just looks bad, like he doesn't have one.
I said this yesterday.
That goes back to coaching. Isn't it coaching? Was it Tosh LaPoy? Yeah, he can go ahead and take the job. He can take the job in Florida.
I don't think he's taking the job at Florida. I think he's going to Oregon.
Josh Allen sucking. They're like, you know what? Maybe we don't want this guy.
I think he's going to Oregon.
All I'm saying is, if he could develop some sort of pass rush plan or in some more moves, he could be better. He's uber athletic, in my opinion.
We saw Smoot do it. We saw Smoot after however many years. It took him like 4 or 5.
This is his 4th year, I think.
It took him 4 years, and this year he actually looks like he has a pass rush plan most of the time.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I still think he's a guy that you can build around. I don't think he should be the focal point of the defense. That's going to be Aiden Hutchison. We drafted him first overall.
Yeah, Josh Allen, I'm reserving hope that he can still be an elite player until the end of his rookie contract.
Aiden and Josh Allen are going to be our
TJ Watt
and Bud Dupree.
That's disrespectful. Hey, don't say Bud Dupree. Damn you.
Hold on, timeout. Not saying he is Bud Dupree, but Bud Dupree put up some good numbers besides TJ Watt.
I think they could be one of the best pass rush duos in the league if Josh develops.
Also go to Kentucky?
Bud Dupree College. Oh, okay. Yeah, he did.
Ooh!
And where'd TJ Watt go?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Big Ten school?
Isn't that
Big
white?
Ten stand up? He's white?
You said it. You said it for me. He's white.
He's not as big though. He's not as big because
Aiden's got more power.
Oh yeah, definitely. Aiden's a stud. Don't at me.
Hey, he's just.
Don't at me, John Shipley.
You beat me too. I was gonna say he's just a defensive end, Sean.
He's purely a defensive end in a 4-3, even though he's best production.
He's not good in open space, Sean.
He
can't drop in coverage, Sean.
How can you say
Kayvon Thibodeau is better by a mile, Sean?
How can you say he's a defensive end only when his best year in college production-wise is as a 3-4 outside linebacker in a Ravens-style defense where he's dropped into coverage plenty. He's sealed the edge plenty. He's a beast in the run game. Beast in pass rush. Former wide receiver / tight end in high school, so you know he's athletic as hell. Don't pigeonhole him as a 4-3 defensive end. Don't do that to him. That's not fair. Some people are like, where was the production before this year? Okay, well, let's see.
He had a broken ankle, dude.
Last year, he broke his ankle. The year before that, his defensive coordinator was Mike Brown, who was trash. Trash. Okay? Plays matter. They do. Like, they just do. I'm sorry. And also, you're talking about when he's a sophomore? I'm sorry he wasn't lighting it up as a sophomore in a 4-3 defensive end playing next to Kwity Paye and Rashawn Gary, probably.
Also, if you think it's still if you think Kayvon Thibodeau is a whole tier ahead of Aiden Hutchinson, what was the point of watching the 2021 college football season?
There wasn't one, and he's also not.
Exactly.
Number 1 on my board, Aiden Hutchison. Spoiler alert for our draft episodes that we're going to do eventually.
Number 1 on my board as well. Dang, son. All right, you already did your third takeaway, so we're done with takeaways. On to predictions. Before we get into predictions,
that segment. This is a long one. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We missed a week. We gotta count for 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
But there are 3 games left because it is Tuesday that we are recording this. They are all being played. Actually, there's 2 games. Let me update this.
There's 2 games left. We have the same picks, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's 2 games left. We picked the same thing. We both picked Philadelphia over Washington and Los Angeles over Seattle. Our current records are 128-93-1 for Sean, 124-97-1 for me. It's a 4-game difference. We got 3 weeks left.
4-game difference? Is that factoring in that I chose the Jags and you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay, I gave you a freebie, just so you know.
I know you did.
Because otherwise we would have same picks and it would have been fun.
Yeah, so that's that. Now let's go ahead and do Week 16. Thursday Night Football. 49ers at Titans. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, Titans dropped a heartbreaker to Pittsburgh, who they were beating for the most part of that game. Uh-oh, did you see that, Raining Games?
What?
Former Ohio State quarterback and 4-star recruit Jack Miller has announced he is headed to Florida.
Hey, let's go.
Nice. Karan said he's a drunk.
I don't care. We need a good backup because Emory Jones just left.
Remember you guys had Will Greer, and then he did something bad, and then he got shipped off to West Virginia, and he did pretty good. He was 5-0 as a Gator.
I know.
Anyway, back to our picks. Sorry.
All right,
So
yeah.
I said Niners.
I'm trying to get my tweet out, man. Give me a second.
Tweet right now? You tweeting, bro? Oh my god! I'm trying to get my tweet out.
Hey man, you gotta get those tweets out. Okay.
all my tweets bang now.
I know. Our Jaguars
I don't know
tweet.
what it is.
Our Jaguars tweets do pretty good.
I'm saying I could tweet anything about Jaguars, or something. It'll fucking 29, 40.
Tweet something about the Jaguars podcast, you asshole.
No one cares about that except for our loyal fan, Patrick, who we love and adore. Put your headset back on.
Patrick, you're the GOAT forever.
Yep.
You go share the podcast though, that'd be appreciated. All right, Christmas games.
Woo.
Browns at Packers. Give me
Packers.
The Packers. That's not a close one because the Browns have their entire team on COVID as well.
Let me pick first so you get a chance to have an advantage.
That's true. I knew we both were picking them though. Colts at Cardinals.
Colts.
Damn you. I'll take the Cardinals. I gotta take the risk. You know what I mean?
It's not a bad pick.
Yeah, it's a game that I'm willing to take the risk on.
The Lions, they're gonna probably embarrass. They're probably gonna come out to look at smack the Colts in the mouth, but we'll see what happens. My picks are subject to change due to anything that happens with COVID, by the way.
That's how it always is.
Yeah. Okay, just want to make sure.
All right. Lions at Falcons.
Then give me Detroit, man.
I'm taking the Falcons.
Ah! That's 2 games right there. That's 2 right there, son. You only got 2 more to go.
Oh man, please let these hit.
Get to Detroit, man. They beat the Cardinals. Come on, son.
I've been down the whole season. If I make a comeback, that'd be glorious. My luck would be I'd make a comeback, but choke it away in the last week.
Pause. If you make a comeback, it's because I let you. You should give me half the money.
Wow. Brian's already sent you the money.
He sent me his money. It's still in my Cash App. I haven't even taken it out yet.
Good. Rams at Vikings.
Rams.
Same. Got that. I got to support my boy Kevin.
Right, bro.
I can't have Kevin. I can't have Kevin selling.
Kevin don't sell. Hey, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, he's better than Kevin. Kevin Stefanski's a Viking, ironically. Minnesota. All right, next game. Jaguars Jets. Good lord, we'll talk about that later. Oh man, that's a snooze fest. Actually, it won't be a snooze fest. Spoiler alert. Giants at Eagles.
Oh yeah, we didn't say that Darrell Bevel relinquished offensive play calling duties, and now Brian Schottenheimer is the offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, that's
the only thing happened that Jets Jaguars related today. Anyway, as you were.
Giants at Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles too.
Jalen Hurts is back. No more Minshew mania.
And the Giants are in shambles because
they suck.
It's Mike Glennon or Jake Fromm for the rest of the year. Like, come on now. Bills at Patriots.
I'd rather see Jake Fromm than fucking Glennon at this point.
Yeah.
You said Bills. Who is it?
What?
Who's this? What game is this?
Bills at Patriots.
Oh, damn. New England just had a heartbreaker. Who did the Bills beat?
The Bills, they beat the Panthers.
That's nobody. Give me the Patriots.
All right, I'll take...
Do it! This is a good week for you, man, to try to get a comeback.
Fine. I'll take Buffalo.
There you go.
So you're taking New England over Buffalo, and then I'm taking Buffalo over New England. That's 3 different games now. Ravens at Bengals.
Damn, that's a hard one.
I know what I'm picking.
Bengals.
Damn you.
I don't trust Jim Harbaugh to not go for 2 late in the game and lose the game. That's it, Jim. I meant John.
You're not on the Tyler Huntley train?
Is Jackson done for the season, or is he coming back next week?
I don't know. Tyler Huntley played pretty well. They should bench Lamar anyways.
Oh, I was talking to my brother about this the other day. If you were the Ravens and the Giants called you, would you trade Lamar Jackson to them for their 2 first rounders?
2 top 10 picks
For Lamar Jackson.
for a former MVP.
And
It comes down to how confident you are in Tyler Huntley.
I think Tyler Huntley can ball.
Yeah, he's literally a Lamar clone.
Because he played against, and that was a good Green Bay defense. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
He throws the ball. I hate to say it, but he might throw the ball a little better than Lamar does.
He's a literal Lamar clone. He looks the same running the ball. He looks the same passing the ball.
He looks a little better throwing the ball. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing is on that 2-point conversion, he locked on to...
I think he's a backup quarterback. I think the play call came in. They said, hey, we're going to Andrews here no matter what. He said, all right, fuck it. Screw it.
It's just unfortunate because Hollywood was streaking open right there.
I got you. I'm there with you. I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. But I'm saying, you can get 2 top 10 picks, potentially a top 5 pick.
All right, yeah.
Isn't one of them a 5th overall?
Yeah, it's 5th and 6th, bro.
Yeah,
they're back to back.
Bro, you're talking about getting Evan Neal could fall to you. Boom. O-line. We're back.
But they could get Evan Neal. They could why would they take Evan Neal? Take Kim. Because they're a running team.
Fair.
Kim fits the Ravens better than any team in the league, bro.
You could get an offensive tackle right there. You could get if you wanted another receiver, you're gonna have your pick probably at that point. Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, whoever you want.
Sheesh, man, I might have to clickbait next podcast.
Kyle Hamilton on that team?
I might have to clickbait next podcast episode.
Kyle Hamilton on that team?
Sheesh, man, that's a good ass question. We might have to.
Anyway.
We might have to talk about that more at a later date.
I'm going Bengals, but.
All right, Chargers at Texans.
Chargers.
Yeah. Houston is a bum team. It's just we're a bigger
Houston blows.
bum.
We just suck more.
We're tied. Both of us have 8 games of 16 or less points.
Great.
And that includes us scoring 16 or less against them.
Trevor Lawrence has 1 touchdown pass in the last 7 weeks.
It's so painful. So painful.
Davis Mills had 2 last week.
Davis Mills is a fucking ass can.
Ass can.
He's not a trash can. He's an ass can.
He's an ass can. Gotcha.
I hate the narratives about Davis Mills. They piss me off. There's the one quarterback every single year that they look semi-decent because they're a backup who came in and played for the year when they shouldn't have, and then they're a bum for the rest.
I think he's played decent enough to where I don't think they have to force the pick to get a quarterback in the first round.
They don't have to. I just don't think he's going to be the guy. I don't think he's that good.
No, he's a Gardner Minshew. He's Gardner Minshew.
There's a Gardner Minshew player every year, and Davis Mills is that guy this year.
He's Gardner Minshew. That's what he is. He was a 3rd round pick, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a 3rd round pick.
That's good enough to build around. I mean, Kirk Cousins was a 4th round pick. I mean, he could be something. You don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying. I just think he's played well enough to where you don't have to force drafting a quarterback.
We've been pretty explicit today.
We're gonna sprinkle some draft talk in here just to while we're going through the picks.
It's fun. It's fun. Draft season is our favorite thing.
It's one thing the Jaguars are good at on the surface until you get beneath the surface and you realize we suck at that too.
Buccaneers at Panthers. We're both taking Tampa
Buccaneers.
Bay, even though they just laid an egg.
Tampa Bay. Ooh, Chris Godwin's out for the year though. That hurts.
Sheesh.
I still would sign him.
Bears at Seahawks.
Seahawks. Would you still sign Chris Godwin?
Yes, I'd sign Chris Godwin. Fuck out of here.
He probably wouldn't play until like.
Do I give a single shit?
No, I don't think. But I'm saying he comes back at 9. He'll probably be out 9 months. I mean, I still sign him. He probably wouldn't cost as much.
Hey, you never know. Some of these dudes are absolute freaks.
Yeah, I would say 9 months is probably about average time.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying some of these guys are freaks and they heal quicker than that. Landon Dickerson had a damn AC. I'm taking Seahawks. Landon Dickerson tore his ACL a couple years ago, or not last year in college football, and he was already taking a
Let's talk about George Pickens.
George Pickens, bro. Oh my gosh.
Tore his ACL in spring ball.
In spring ball, and he's literally he caught a deep ball against Alabama.
He's playing against Michigan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna play against Michigan, bro. He's probably gonna get more snaps too, because he played against Georgia Tech was his first game, and he had one catch on like a 4-yard hitch. Then he played against Bama, and he had that deep ball. He was open for a touchdown, by the way. He was open for like an 80-yard touchdown.
Part of me.
And the mailman sent some mail to a pick six.
Hey, it happens. Hey, part of me wants to lock him down because I'm a Michigan fan. The other part of me wants him to ball out a little bit because I want the Jaguars to get him.
He's so good, bro. I've been on the pick. No, I was on the Elijah Moore train last year longer than anybody. I'm on the Pickens train longer than anybody this year.
Yeah, you got me on the Elijah Moore train, and man, we didn't whiff on that one. The Jaguars,
I'm pretty
not
good.
us. Jaguars, not us.
Not to float my own boat too much, but I'm pretty good with receivers. Like I like DK Metcalf that one year.
You're like the receivers guy, and my claim to fame was the Herbert.
I was gonna say you're the quarterback guy.
Kenny Pickett, QB1. You heard it.
I agree on that. You put me on Kenny Pickett, but I was on it like not long after.
Kenny Pickett is so good. I don't care if he has 8 and 7/8 hands.
He wears gloves. Who gives a damn?
Broken sling it. Fake slide Kenny.
He changed the game, bro.
He changed the game.
He changed the game. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. All right, Broncos at Raiders. So Tim Tebow versus Derek Carr.
Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Did you see Derek Carr? Did you see Derek Carr was struggling against the COVID Cleveland Browns?
Yeah. Isn't Teddy Bridgewater like dead?
Yeah, it's Drew Lock starting.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders too. This is a game I could pick differently. It's just too big of a risk for my liking.
Yeah.
But I don't like Rick Bisaccia or whatever his name is.
Rick Bisaccia.
Bisaccia, he's a bum.
He's got them bows about to be in the playoffs, dog.
What do you mean?
They just won, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I forget. If they make the playoffs, that's a load of garbage.
Just saying, they might make the playoffs after everything that happened with Gruden and Henry Ruggs.
If you look at the whole AFC picture, though, it's like everybody's in the hunt, and then there's us three.
It's like 7-7, and then 3 and whatever, 3 and 10 or 11, and then 2 and whatever the hell we are.
Speaking of the Jets, Mike LaFleur is a bum. His brother's way better. All right, where were we? Steelers at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Probably, and I hate it.
I'm hoping for my Kevin O'Connell to the Super Bowl. I picked
Rams Bills, and it's not looking good for me.
I picked a Rams Chiefs win.
Dark horse, Indy.
I know Jonathan Taylor could win the MVP, bro.
He takes over the game.
I said this on Twitter. There is game speed and like 40 time speed. Jonathan Taylor's game speed is faster than his 40 time, bro. I'm not kidding.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Another running back who wore 28 with the same last name.
I knew you were gonna say damn Fred Taylor.
Dude, he goes 1 yard, 3 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, 9 yards, 3 yards, 70! Out of nowhere! Blink of an eye! Same shit Fred used to do. Same shit.
I hate
That's
it.
who he is. He runs just like Fred.
I've been thinking the same thing, man, and it's sickening because the Jags are sitting in a division with the top 2 running backs in the game.
That's why I want us to get a good-ass O-line, man, because if ETN can hit a hole...
ETN and James Robinson, that's what we're going to need. We're going to need that duo. Like, we need James Robinson hitting us consistently, and then ETN hitting those home runs.
We need them to be Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. We need that.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
That's what we need. But I don't know if that's what ETN's going to be. A lot of talk around training camp is they didn't see that from him, but If he could just be a running back who's fast, like Jonathan Taylor, bro.
I remember during training camp, there were moments where it's like everybody was like, okay, there's that speed we were talking
That's what
about.
I'm saying. I just hope he still has it after that injury.
Yeah, he luckily got the lesser of the injury. He didn't get the one that MJD had, the harder one.
All right, next pick.
Washington at Cowboys.
Gotta go with my boy Kellen Moore, the Cowboys.
I can't take Washington after what they did last time.
It sucks, bro.
What they almost made a comeback, bro. They almost made a comeback because Dak Prescott threw a pick six. They would, I think, if Taylor Heineke didn't get hurt at the end of that game or whatever happened, and Kyle Allen was in the game, I think they would have tied it up.
I hate that Curtis Samuel got hurt.
Curtis Samuel has been hurt all year long.
I hate it for them because I was really high.
And now he's on the COVID list.
He didn't really get hurt with Carolina, man. I just don't get it. Anyway,
I don't know. I've seen some people giving Dallas like Kyrie Elam and stuff in the draft, and it's like Kyrie Elam lockdown plus Trayvon Diggs ball hawk. That would be sickening. He's not falling that far, but
yeah, I mean they should.
I've seen some people have Sauce Gardner going to the Cowboys too. I'm like, why?
They probably need to go defense. I don't know. It depends where they pick at. What you want to go, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the Cowboys could go a lot of places.
Offense is stacked. Like stacked in the sense that they don't need to draft one in the first round. Nobody probably.
They could go corner because Trayvon Diggs, like I said, the ball hawk. They need a lockdown corner though. Don't get another ball hawk.
They could go safety too.
Yeah, they could go Daxton Hill out. We on that same link.
Daxton Hill, dog. I don't think the drop off. I mean, there is a drop off, but I don't think it's as egregious as people make it seem between him and Kyle Hamilton.
There's also Jaquan Brisker.
Kyle Hamilton also is just like 6'4" and like.
Kyle Hamilton is also literally, arguably, a generational safety.
Dax Hill's good, man. People don't give him enough credit.
Dax Hill would be a safety one, probably in plenty of drafts. It's just
I need him to lock down that tight end from Georgia.
Georgia, Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I need him to be shadowing him all game long.
I hate Brock Bowers, dude.
You just hate him because people say he's better than Kyle Pitts. It's not true. You know it's not true. You can still like Brock Bowers. Hate people who say he's better than Kyle Pitts.
I know.
Don't hate the player.
Brock Bowers is so damn good.
He is. That's why I need Dax Hill to cover up.
I also
Brock
hate
Bowers is going to be tight end one in, 2024?
Easily, probably.
Is he a true freshman?
Yes.
Yeah, he's tight end one in 2024 by far. Easily. All day.
Dude, and they got Darnell Washington. They got this dude who's like 7 foot at tight end. Did you see you were watching the Bama game, right?
No.
There was in the Bama game. They were they were down already, but they were in like the red zone. Literally, he ran straight over Henry To'oTo'o, and Bennett just lobbed it up, literally just straight up, and this dude literally just stood and grabbed it. He didn't even jump. Just literally went up and grabbed it.
All right. Jesus.
He's literally like 6'8", dude. He's like Calais Campbell playing tight end. Yeah, but actually good.
I almost said the Jaguars. Michigan needs to decapitate that guy. Take his head off. Take one for the team. Put your fourth string safety out there. Have a good targeting call.
Is anybody tall enough though? This dude's like a freaking.
Have Aiden Hutchison close on him.
Oh my god.
And his T-Rex arms that people say he has.
PFF has them, Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers, as the 2 highest graded tight ends in college football.
Nice.
Makes me sick to my stomach, but anyways. Final game of the predictions. Dolphins at Saints.
Not the final. It's the second to last game.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
You said Dolphins at Saints?
Yeah.
Saints. Dolphins got a little tear, but
Miami on their run still?
Yeah, they've won like 7 straight.
Let me look at the Saints real quick.
Saints defense is too nasty, in my opinion, to pick Tua.
Tua almost sold.
Speaking of the Saints defense, Dennis Allen's going to get looks.
Dennis Allen?
Yeah. Is he the Saints defensive coordinator?
Oh, you're talking. Coordinator. I don't know why I was thinking. I thought he was friggin'.
He's the Saints defensive coordinator.
I thought he was a friggin' player, bro.
Oh no, Dennis Allen. He used to be the head coach. He was the head coach of the Raiders a while ago. He was bad, but I mean, it was Raiders. Yeah, Saints defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. That dude, he owns Brady, bro.
I know, unless it's the playoffs.
Fair, but that's because Brady's a different animal in the playoffs. Anyway, I'm going Saints. You going Saints or Or
I'm
Dolphins?
going Saints as well.
All right. The matchup you all been waiting for.
The Jets, Jaguars. Jaguars in New York the day after Christmas. They all have a good day with their families. Just kidding. They're probably practicing.
The Jaguars are probably traveling.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna go Jets, but I hope Trevor Lawrence looks better than Zach Wilson.
Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for the narratives, dude.
It's gonna happen. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming for him, and it's coming next week versus Mac Jones. It's coming.
I already dealt with the narratives this week against Davis Mills. Now I'm gonna deal with the narratives of friggin' Zach Wilson.
I hope Campbell owns him.
Oh my gosh, I need Campbell to we didn't use a takeaway on him. Campbell has 6 weeks. PFF posted this stat. The past 6 weeks, he has not allowed more than 35 yards receiving in a game.
He's playing elite. He's turning the corner faster than AJ Terrell turned his corner after being dog shit.
Yeah.
He's the next AJ. He's the next AJ Terrell. Like next year,
John Shipley had to do that. Oh, just you got to keep in mind that they're playing zone now. Not to take anything away, but
yeah, I think he's gonna be. If he keeps progressing that over, he might be all pro year 2.
Jalen Ramsey v2.
He's Ramsey's he's better than C.J. Henderson ever was.
No, C.J. Henderson was a bum.
Even though C.J. Henderson locked down Devontae Adams that one game.
He got beat egregiously on that touchdown. He got
CJ that one game before he punched that ball out.
man,
we were lit. We were lit. That was
and the Colts game, and that Colts game, and the first game of the season.
When he locked down
old man T.Y.
That was when C.J. Hive was at peak. C.J. Hive.
Tyson
crumbling down.
Have we already played the Colts twice? No, we played them last game of the season.
We played them last game of the season, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the
Jets,
Tyson's gonna lock down old man Ty too. He's gonna lock down Pittman too.
Is it Pittman hurt?
I don't know.
He got hurt this past week. I'm pretty sure.
Oh well. Rip Bozo.
Not sure for how long.
I'm just kidding.
Rip Bozo. Okay, all right. Yeah. You picking Jaguars or Jets, bro?
I'm picking the Jets by 50.
I'm picking the Jets, but I hope Trevor Lawrence looks better.
We say this every week, bro. It's not gonna happen.
I just need it, man. Come on, the defense isn't that good. The corners aren't that great. Come on. The corners aren't good.
It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter. Are the Texans' corners good? No.
Then they got that one guy.
Lonnie Johnson.
Yeah. He's better than anybody the Jets have.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah,
Bryce Hall's pretty good. What do you mean?
He's right.
Give me the
Jets.
Jets.
No Marvin Jones, bro. Come on.
Give me the Jets.
I need more Visca screen routes, man, where he doesn't drop them.
Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets 35 to.
No way.
Yeah, 35 is too much. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets 28 to.
No.
28 to 12.
Jets 24. Jaguars 6.
12 is very generous on my part.
I'm going 6. No, I think they'll score a little more. We put 16 on Houston. I think Houston's defense is better than the Jets, even though they had 7 players out for COVID and 4 starters. Think about that. They had 7 starters out for COVID. 4 of them, I think, were on defense.
They didn't have my guy. They didn't have my guy Grenard in there.
I'm going to go 24-10 Jets.
I'll go. Yeah, I'm going to keep.
We give up a kick return touchdown again.
Give me 21. Give me 21-14.
24-10. That's what I'm going.
Actually, no. 2 touchdowns is too much. Give me 24. 24-9.
Yeah, I'm not doing stat predictions. I'm bored of it.
Yeah. What's the
Wingard's
point?
probably going to have 7 tackles, but he'll still get called dog shit.
Everybody sucks. What do we got to care about?
Yeah, I don't care about stat predictions anymore.
All right. That is all for the podcast this week. It was a long one, making up for last week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that stuff. And give us how you guys comment down below how you guys feel about the coaching hires that we think should happen, what you guys think should happen, all that stuff. If you think Byron Leftwich should be the coach, don't even bother commenting.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, share, do all that stuff. It'd be really appreciated if you shared. We're trying to get our stonks up. Get the stonks up.
Stonks!
Stonks. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.